All right. Get back to it. Welcome back to Gilded Gaming and Final Fantasy 14. Hey, look who's already here. What's up, Minus? How you doing? Long time no see indeed. Did you have a good Thanksgiving? Alright, let's see. You know what I want to do? I want to get to Heaven's Word, and I want to unlock the Dark Knight. Let's do the main story. What do we got? Still Waters. Right over here. Boom. We're moving. Heaven's Word time. I gotta go this way, I think. Oh, my hair. More not. It's not in here. No, it's in here. Alright, cool. Alfred, what you doing, man? Alright. Let's see how fast we can get through these patch quests tonight. Good to see your family for the first time since pre-COVID. Wow. That's almost a year. Did I do anything interesting? No. Had some turkey. I had over a week off of work. Today was my... Not today. Yesterday was my first day back at work. Oof. All melds together. Alright, what we got here? Surely there is no rest for the weary. Scarce had I begun to make myself at home when I received a request for assistance from Mamajin and Sons mineral concern. It would appear their storehouse in Horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. So we're already starting patch 2.2. So there's 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, and then 2.55. And apparently patch 5.3 removed a bunch of quests, which is nice of them. But we're still going to have to do like a trial, 2 trials, 3 trials, a dungeon, 2 dungeons, 4 trials in a dungeon, 5 trials, 5 trials in a dungeon. So we got a lot of stuff to get through other than just the quests. All right. Minor as they seemed in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifests were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, were missing. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. Let me guess, it's primals again. Yes, everything is primals. The brass blades, charged with investigating the thefts, believe that someone within the concern is selling crystals for profit. Alas, they have yet been unable to identify the likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of merely monetary value, if there's even a possibility that the thief acts not out of self-interest, but in service to a primal that can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray, depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Stola as you arrive. She and Thancred have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the 3 of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope that our fears prove unfounded when you do. So, just to get this clear, in patch 2.1, we finally moved away from Horizon and the Waking Sands, and in patch 2.2, they immediately send me back to Horizon. Just clearing that up. It's like, okay, you'll never have to go to the Waking Sands and Horizon again. Go to Horizon. like now. It's been too long. You've got to go back. All right. Here's a Stola. Urianger still hangs out in the Waking Sands. Elheim, your assistance is most welcome. I've already spoken at length to the brass blades of the Rose. Albeit to little avail, it would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I could go into further detail, but that your time might be better spent in conversation with Bufulupa. He is the officer charged with leading the investigation. I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If aught eluded my attention, mayhap it will not elude yours. Okay. Yeah, he's just chilling here. He's already waiting. I see you. Alright. Elheim, what a pleasure to see you again. Nishola said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We have yet to confirm the quantity of crystals stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than... but never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavily laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints in the Royal Allegan Sunway. The cart bolted off toward eastern Thanalan, where, thank the gods, I hear that our colleagues were able to apprehend him without further incident. A speeding carriage? That would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proven cunning, yet the Al-Majah do have a foothold in eastern Thanalan. And what of their cargo? Did they carry the crystals we seek? We should be receiving a report any moment now, but I fail to see what else it could... Did you miss me, friends? I'm back, but I fear I bear disappointing news. On second thought, perhaps it's good news after all. Angrid, wherever have you been off to? I figured you had everything under control here, so I just took a brief excursion to the east to check up on our Al-Majah friends. Wouldn't you believe it, I happened upon a runaway carriage on the way, and it was even able to do my small part to help my friends in the Brass Blades intercept it. In all my years, I've never seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The Blades were calling it one of the greatest hauls they've ever seen. The stolen crystals, on the other hand, were nowhere to be found. If that's so, alas, I suppose we have no choice but to resume our search elsewhere. We should reassess our options as well. Come with us, Elheim. I think I have enough poetics for another piece of armor, too. I got 542. Against all expectation, it would seem the Al-Majah are innocent in this particular spate of crimes. By all indications, you have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon Ifrit. Can't fathom why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals in such quantities. It cannot be that we're dealing with simple thieves. Their motives were profit. They would limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we're missing something. While you think about what might be, I shall inform Urianger of our progress, or lack thereof.
Now then. Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Those were the important lines that needed to be voiced.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
I am over it. Caffeine is no longer a thing. Yeah, I'm used to it. I think. More or less. Oh, it's our ninja friends, the dragon lady.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
I forgot about her. Any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? No? Well then, for want of a better suggestion, I say we try picking Bafulap's brain again. Who knows? If we work together, we may yet find something he used nestled away within it. One quest down. A bajillion to go. Oh, but it's good to see you return. I have given some thought to the matter, and I have hit upon a most disturbing possibility. How could I have been so blind? Calm yourself, Fufulupo. What is this disturbing possibility of which you speak? I was contemplating as to how the thieves' activities escaped our notice for so long. And it came to me, what if there is someone among our own ranks conspiring with them, a traitor in our midst? It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well-founded, Fufulupo. Indeed, for reasons of security, the concern decided to transfer remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location. Their plans would be discovered the moment the brass blades were informed. Ah, but such a shipment would surely be well guarded. Would thieves as wily as ours risk open confrontation? Mayhap not. But neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they might instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret, and trust the goods to, let us say, a lone Mikote miner traveling without escort as to not attract undue attention. And by who? Oh, I see. Yes, the concern may well elect to do that. But to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed. This miner would certainly need to rest along the way, mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerlea? A fine spot for a rest. Do not agree, Elheim. You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same to the south. This is a great plan. Forgive me, my friends. I've received new orders. I must inform my men at once. I've been playing some World of Warcraft, Shadowlands. I'm loving it so far. But the whole like 4 factions you can choose feels a little bit like choosing like a grand company, sort of. Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. The choice is actually not completely irrelevant, actually. Oops, sorry. You get abilities from it. You get different quests from it. You do your like daily stuff at max level in different zones based on it, and you do different quests based on it. It changed. Oh, that's right, we can fly. Forgot. Where's this Stola? We're supposed to be over here. I gotta remember how to do this. I'm trying to play Final Fantasy. I'm trying to play Final Fantasy, but I'm hitting the buttons for WoW. Okay, we're a little overpowered, huh? Stubborn to the last, as expected. Are you unharmed? A gang of sea-wolf thieves in Thanlin, no less. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Sea-wolves, all of them. Aye, and all with the same taste in facial tattoos. Blue, in case you were wondering. Our thieves are a long way from home. Tancred, if you'd be so good as to attend to our outstanding matters in the Horizon, I have inquiries to make. The Horizon, then. Fufulupo want to hear about our meeting with the thieves. I've pretty much caught up on all of my YouTube videos, finally. So, like, all of the VODs have been transferred over to YouTube. Some of them haven't been released yet. Like, some of them are scheduled to come out over the course of the week, but all the Final Fantasy 14 up till now, all the other Final Fantasies, Danganronpa is all up there. Good stuff. No, I just gotta like not fall behind again. On behalf of the Brass Blades of the Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. I've stopped cutting them up into like 30-minute chunks, and I'm just doing like full VODs now. It saves me like hours. And I wasn't doing that much editing, honestly, anyways. But we have yet not been idle. While you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. Is that so? Then by your leave, I should very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. No, I'm afraid that will not be possible. Regrettably, he managed to subdue the unit of blades dispatched to detain him and made good his escape. Oh, for the love of... And how did he manage that exactly? Your men haven't been sampling the somnus we confiscated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, but he was quite strong, a sea wolf. Lummenson born and raised, I believe. But do not worry, we will find him. You have my word on that. I see. Pray keep me apprised of any developments. Yes? She's standing next to me. Understood. I fear our time together is an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know, but one must follow where duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed. Or do you mean to give me another of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? Ugh. Do it. Yeah, there it is. Stoic nod. Alright. Okay. Mother of Exiles. The antecedent bid me tell you to make for Vesper Bay, where young Alphanod waits your coming most eagerly. It is he who requested your assistance. Of course we're going to Vesper Bay. Some commotion or incident, I'm not privy to the details. While you do whatever it is that Alphanod has planned for you, I shall endeavor to track down our traitor's brass blade. When I do, you may rest assured we will have our answers. Over to Ulda, huh? You're late. No matter. No matter. I know where our visitors are headed. From what I've been able to gather, the vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You're familiar with Doma, yes? And Othard? Well, like the rest of the nations to the eastern continent, it's ruled by the Garlean Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale. More importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity, don't you think? Come with me to Uldan, Elheim. Unless I'm mistaken, and I'm rarely mistaken, we'll find the Domans bickering away with the Sultan Sworn of the Royal Promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings? Insurance. If our guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be pursued by some, and if not, who better than to have you in hand in the event of unforeseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. Then I shall see you in Uldan. Okay. Now I'll take that teleport offer. So much faster when you don't read everything, huh? Oh, they're gonna be on the... Yeah, on the promenade. Okay. Cool. It matters not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior, allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you. And darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You do not know what you do. There's a representative near the main 8th Rite in each of the 3 cities that you can buy the poetics gear from. Oh, really? I gather your pleas fell upon deaf ears. A loyal man with a cold heart, I know this kind well. I hope that you'll find me more to your liking. Alphonse Levier at your service, a friend. Which I believe makes me very nearly unique in this part of the world, at least few indeed are your allies in Ul'dah. Yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourself to the wealthy and powerful. Pray join me and my associate at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see if there is aught we can do to help. Thanks.
Remember, I'm keeping the box because I'm wrapping it.
Right. Is there a nice, pretty box to wrap?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to figure this out some other time, obviously, but.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Desiree got me a Stream Deck for Christmas. See? All the pretty buttons. Make controlling things a lot easier. Alright. Figure that out after the stream. Alright. She's gonna let me have it now and then just like wrap the box so that I can open the box. Cool. Alright. Alright. To the quicksand! Yeah, we've been doing we finished Chrono Cross on Better Half Blind and started Danganronpa. She's gonna be going into chapter 2 tomorrow. Good stuff. Alright. Off and on. What we got here?
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
XII have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise. But our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here.
Doma's from Final Fantasy VI.
The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
Where Cyan's from.
Power?
It's the castle where Kefka poisons the water and kills everybody there.
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
It's kind of a similar story. Like, they were pushed under Empire rule, they were in rebellion, the Empire had them sieged in their castle, and rather than wait, Kefka poisoned the water and killed them all. So Doma was basically destroyed. That was from Final Fantasy VI.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
Cool.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
If I may, madam, as I said earlier, we have been in sea for some several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them. I think, suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg you for more when you've already offered so much, desperation compels me. Good madam, if you or your associates would spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Okay. Pals, why didn't you say so sooner, Elheim? Of course I'll help. Couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow, see? But just sent word they can't come, meaning I've got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Go and call on Fridera and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship the little prince's orders to the Waking Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. Set them straight. I wonder if it was probably just like a Final Fantasy VI reference at this point, and then they decided to make it a thing later, I'm guessing. I mean, they probably had some plans to do it later. I mean, once you get into patch quests and you're like pushing towards another expansion, you're making plans for the future, right? My, that's a rather odd request. May I have you misheard your instructions? Nope. You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my words. She's in the business of feeding refugees now? I ain't normally one to question Mistress Momodi's judgment, but it doesn't seem wise to me. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man that what can't earn his crust deserves to go hungry. They don't like refugees in this town. Alright. Let's just... Didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. Now go and tell Lady Yugiri that it's all in hand. I dare not hope for such magnanimity, much less expect it. Mistress Momodi is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you'll be pleased with his reply. You've been granted an audience? Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both, we should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You've done so much for us, Master Alphanod. I swear I shall return you the favor. Not is owed, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you fairly won with your words. And it is with words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. And good luck with that. Then I shall choose them with care. You will be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us in the Royal Promenade. Okay. Yeah, it's going to take a couple streams to get through all these patches, I think. Because there's 14 quests in 2.2, there's 14 quests in 2.3, there's 18 quests in 2.4, 2.5 is another 8, and 2.55 is another 16. It's gonna take a while, especially with me reading all of it. A pleasure, Private Gilded. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting. It gets very story heavy, yeah. You know, the turtle in the middle is like the turtle from Final Fantasy V, right?
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own
Wow,
galleons.
only 200.
Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the Purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
Never trust any little people in the Syndicate.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them.
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than Gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Ul'dah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Well.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
Okay. As you observed, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Often have I wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things would be so incapable of seeing the value in people. Bah, I'll waste no more words on him. Not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone follow me to the Hall of Flames. Okay. You said there was someone that could buy poetic stuff from? Like at the main Aetherite? Left up the stairs. Verena's representative. Ah. Look at that ironworks gear. Okay. Get the armor, I guess. Or not. Oh. My armory chest full of, oh, it is. We need to deal with this. Too many chess pieces. Yeah. Alright. Then we have a very different looking piece of armor when we're done. Alright. while we're here. Need 3,000 seals. Okay. The Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving the matter to be reconsidered. The monitors have made their position clear. Agreed, Ul'dah is not an option. Nor Limsa Lominsa or Gridania, I judge given the state of their internal affairs, which leaves our Doman friends confined to a ship. Gods, the thought of them huddled in an airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Would that I had more time to find an alternative, a place not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Come on, dude, really? You know the answer. Minfilia, this is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision, I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time, a week mayhap, or even just a few days? Excellent, I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alphinaud. The headquarters of my order, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost of Mordona. Like most outposts, it's frequented by mercenaries and other men of action and lacks the comforts of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, I have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands, hard labor, lest you doubt, with not save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike those which you yourself proposed, Lady Yugiri. Though I will not hear a word said against our beloved Ul'dah, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us, then we shall gladly accept. Master Alphinaud, once again I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. The life of your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. Before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat considering the distance in their present condition. Mayhap the Ul'dah Adventurers Guild can be of assistance. Look for me there anon, Elheim. Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the Immortal Flames can provide. I feel like this whole patch is like, it introduces Doma and Yugiri and the idea of us building up Revenant's Toll. And it goes back to reinforce how the Syndicate are all assholes and reintroduce, you know, people there because they're going to come up in the later patch quests. But it's like this entire patch quest is just like laying groundwork for later ones, you know? Not much really happens here. We are concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Momodi was kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such a time as they are ready to set out for Mordona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General, if there's aught Immortal Flames can do. I fear that exceeds our mandate. Were it a smaller number, mayhap it would go unnoticed. But the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mordona. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans of the Doman on the Doman's behalf. Very well. We should begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people is the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Ul'dah, Lady Yugiri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. Well, it sounds like we all have work to do. Lady Yugiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of the arrangement, shall we? I would entrust the task of escorting our Doman friends to you. After you have rested your own road-weary legs, of course. What say you? Right. As we speak, the Domans prepare for a departure at Vesper Bay, wherefrom they will be transported by carriage to Ul'dah. That said, this has all been decided rather suddenly, and it would not surprise me if the refugees required some assistance in coordinating their preparations. Elheim, I would have you return to Vesper Bay and facilitate the process through tasks great and small. In short, whatever must needs be done, do it. Speak with a man named Hosen when you arrive, and Lady Yugiri tells it, he has been designated the leader of the first group. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. All right. Let's see. Greetings, Alphanod. Alphanod has informed me that a scion would be arriving with help to help with preparations. I'm honored to meet you, though shamed as well. A great warrior should not be tasked with such trivialities. I knew from a glance what manner of woman you were. I too have some skill at arms, as do many of our people. Pray forgive this trifle, but might I trouble you to help round up the children that have been given to my care? They are most adept at staying hidden from sight, but perhaps your keen eyes will succeed where I have failed. You have my thanks, friend. Pray seek out my son Yozen, he shall tell you more. We're gonna play hide and seek. Oh, hello there. I'm Yozen, son of Hosen. You'll be coming up with us to Ul'dah. I hear that we're traveling by horsebird drawn carriage. Horsebird. But don't you think that they're queer? Giant birds that people ride like horses? I still want to try riding one, but what's that? you're looking for the others. Don't worry, I already told them to get ready for the carriages. I'll need your help, though. We were just finishing a game of hide and seek. 3 players are still hiding, and since Lady Yugiri told us to take it really seriously, they won't move until they're found. But Vesper Bay isn't that big, so I bet you can find them in no time. Alright. Let's play hide and seek. Well, that was easy. Hey, you're not Yozen. Who are you? I'm Koharu. Elheim Gilded, eh? Didn't know anyone else was. Wait a minute. You're one of those stallions, aren't you? No, Scions. Then you must know Lady Yugiri, right? Isn't she great? She's really good at hide and seek, too. Alright, it's almost time to go. Nice meeting you, Elheim Gilded. Alright, 1 down. 2 to go. Oh, I see one back there. Are you playing? No fair. Yosen didn't say anything about adults. Huh? We get to ride a horsebird carriage? I don't know, it sounds scary, but if Yosen says it's safe, I'll go. Horsebird. Anybody back here? Oh, wait. I saw one up top. Yep. On top of the building. Sneaky. Aha! How'd you find me? Oh, I guess I need to practice more. Or maybe you're just good at this. I mean, the Garleans didn't find me. Well, if you hadn't had a giant meteor symbol above your head, it would have been harder. I won't doubt that. Alright. Wonderful! All the children are accounted. Hide and seek. Oh, I see you're curious. It's quite simple, really. Lady Yugiri thought it best the children know what to do in case the Garleans found us. I should hope that those days are behind us, but nevertheless, take comfort in knowing that we are prepared. The first caravan is due to depart shortly, followed by the rest at irregular intervals. My family and I, including the stubborn old Father Home, will be traveling in the lead carriage together with young Koharu, whom I believe you've already met. Though I understand the road to Ul'dah is regularly patrolled by your brass blades, it would give us great comfort if you would agree to accompany us on our journey. Once again, I thank you for your kindness. When you are ready to leave, please inform our coachman. So, other than Final Fantasy XIV, on the stream, we're currently playing through Danganronpa on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. I know you're thinking, hey, today's Tuesday. We switched Tuesday and Wednesday this week. So it'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday this week. But normally it'll be Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Eager to be off, are you? Well, I was meaning to have a word with you about that. Runner from the Blade says we might have a problem. Fierce-looking beastie's been sighted south of the bridge to Hammerlea. It might be someone's eyes are playing tricks on him, of course, but don't play to gamble in this business. Now, I know you can handle yourself in a fight, but this lot, there's another story. So I was thinking you might go on ahead and have a quick look around. Make sure the area is safe-like. If you come across anything dangerous, you know what to do. When you're satisfied the way's clear, meet us outside Horizon. The Blades will tell me the road's safe, so I reckon we can make it that far on our own. Assuming the self-same bastards don't try to rob us, that is. Truth. So yeah, she's playing through Danganronpa. I'm playing through Final Fantasy IV, the 3D remake on the PC. And also Final Fantasy V. We're doing a 4-job challenge where we can only use 4 jobs that the viewers in Discord picked out. Once I'm done with those, the next games on our Final Fantasy list, the next main ones at least, are Final Fantasy 6 and 7, which are 2 of, the series favorites for a lot of people. But Deshire's never played them, so she is planning on doing 6 and 7 since she's on the stream, half the time now too. So when she's done with Danganronpa, she's gonna pick up Final Fantasy 6 and 7, while she's doing Final Fantasy 6 and 7, I am going to be playing Cyberpunk, which comes out in like 8 days, and Breath of the Wild. So there was a beastie. Was being the operative word, eh? Yeah, we're gonna do a full Cyberpunk playthrough, and I'm planning on doing a 100% master mode run of Breath of the Wild. Should be a lot of fun. Well fought, madam, well fought. Ah, if only I were in better health. I should have been proud to stand at his side. Pay my son no mind. He forgets that his responsibilities preclude acts of daring do. You looking forward to Cyberpunk? Yeah, man. Be that as it may, I cannot help but envy you. Had we been able to call upon heroes of your strength and skill in Doma, things would have been very different. We cannot change the past. Those who fought and fell are forever lost to us. Lost but not forgotten. Lady Yugiri's kinsmen least of all. They fought fiercest, though they knew full well it was in vain. She had every right to walk away, yet she chose to stay. Food, shelter, the promise of a better life, all this and more we owe to her. How does one even begin to repay such a debt? In kind, Father, to she who has given everything, we shall give her our all. Whatever work there is to be done, we shall do without question. Ditch digging, bricklaying, it matters not. Revenant's Toll will grow and prosper by our hands. Miss Elheim, Koharu, I want to know why you became an adventurer. To go whither the wild rose blooms. So you like roses? I think I understand. I mean, they're nice and everything, but they don't grow in lots of places. But don't they grow in lots of places? It's my turn now. Excuse me, Miss Elheim, I got a question. What's Revenant's Toll like? Is it prissy? It's a bastion of civilization in a harsh and unforgiving wilderness. The bustling outpost frequently by countless adventurers. You mean there's lots of people there who are just as strong as you? Oh, I can't wait. Enough, Koharu. It's my turn. Miss Elheim, when I'm older, I want to be strong like you. What do I gotta do? Buy weapons and armor from Rowena. Ching! Seek out new experiences and adventures. Of course, to be a better adventurer, you need to go adventuring. Alright. That's enough questions for Miss Elheim. That's not fair. Why does Yozun get to ask 2 questions? I want to know more about adventuring just as much as he does. Just one more, please. Do you think I could be an adventurer like you one day? Stoic nod. Really? Then I will. Thanks for the advice, Miss Elheim. I won't forget it. I'm going to be an adventurer, too. We need to Revenant's Toll. Let's make an Adventurers Gilded for Domans. We'll protect our friends and punish the wicked, just like Miss Elheim and Lady Yugiri. Yeah, just like Miss Elheim and Lady Yugiri. We can talk more about it when the carriage is on the way. Will you be joining us? Cool. When I do get back to Final Fantasy, before I get to 8, we also need to take care of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest and Final Fantasy Tactics, because we're at that point in the playthrough actually. Like Mystic Quest, I think was between 5 and 6, and Tactics came out right around the same time as 7. I think it actually came out slightly before 7, depending on what region you're in. What is Mystic Quest? Final Fantasy Mystic Quest is a Super Nintendo game that they made, which is basically Final Fantasy for dummies. It's totally like they didn't think Americans were like able to handle full-on JRPG or something, so they made like a super dumbed down version where like the world map is on rails and you go to a point and you click on it. Instead of having to search an area, it just gives you a fight, and then you click on it, it gives you another fight, you click on it, it gives you another fight until it's tapped out all the fights and it gives you the rewards. The health bars actually have like little slots in them and lower numbers, so you can like count them if you need to. Yeah, it's sort of like paint by numbers Final Fantasy on rails. It's interesting. It's a little bit insulting, but it is. I've never played all the way through it, so I figured, you know, it's another Final Fantasy game. We'll put it on the list. Quicksand, okay. Elheim, I take it the first group has arrived. Excellent. Is there aught else? No, I have matters was well in hand here. You and Lady Yugiri should travel to Revenant's Toll forthwith. Okay. It's past time Lady Yugiri met with the guild representatives in Revenant's Toll. Since I do not foresee any further matters arising here in Thanalan, which might require your personal attention, I would instead have you serve as an escort to the Doman delegation for the duration of the journey. Speak first with Slathborn upon your arrival. He is one whom the Domans will be working most closely, I should think. Afterwards, introduce Lady Yugiri to Menphilia and the guild emissary, and if both meetings go well, the resulting ties should stand the Domans in good stead for that which is to come. Safe travels, Elheim. Alright, so we just need to go to Revenant's Toll. And this must be the esteemed Lady Yugiri and her associates. I greet you all as friends, and I bid you welcome to the Toll. I hope you do not find our dearth of fineries off-putting. Poor though we may seem, we have a wealth of spirit and camaraderie to spare. You see, race and creed don't enter into it here. We welcome all sorts, provided they're willing to earn their keep, of course. We are no strangers to hard work, Master Slathborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out your orders with due diligence. Oh, not for a moment did I doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray understand, I give the same speech to all new arrivals. You needn't bow your head or call me master either. We are both frontier hands as far as I'm concerned. As you wish, Slathborn. May this meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Our guests have yet to meet the antecedent. 7 hells, Elheim. Why are you wasting time with me? See them to the Rising Stones. To whom much is given, much is expected. Forgive me, I require a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. We shall join you in the Rising Stones anon. Okay. I don't know what level I'm going to be by the time I get to Heavensward. no use. Our attempts to reach the students of Baldessian continue to meet with failure. Urianger has explored other avenues of inquiry, but they too have yielded naught. We will persevere, of course, yet with our hearts the truth is clear. Within our hearts the truth is clear. We are but awaiting confirmation of that which we already know. How fare the Dolmens? I am given to understand that you were kept quite busy in Vesper Bay. Mayhap you question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unresolved. I should not blame you if you did, nor would I deny that this matter falls outside our normal purview. Be that as it may, I would not ignore the plight of these refugees, whether or not it was within our power to help them. Lady Yugiri is here. Please show her in. I should very much like to meet her. Like, she's hiding her face, but the tail is on plain display, right? Like, she has obvious, like, horn things coming out of her hat, and she has a tail. Who's she fooling? We have no objections. Pray, do so with our blessing. Your answers pleases me beyond words, my lady, but are you quite certain we have no way of knowing how many might answer my summons? In the event the Revenant's toll cannot accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternative solution. Should that come to pass, we'll find it together. As ever, it has been my pleasure, Antecedent. Alas, we must take our leave as the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Did you require aught else? Pray speak with Slathborn, Lady Yugiri. Elheim? Okay. Bahamut and I will make the necessary preparations to ensure that the Doman friends feel at home upon their arrival. Though I must admit I am troubled about the matter of the missing crystals. Ystilla should be returning anon with the report from a field. Mayhap you could wait here and speak with her upon her arrival.
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning Ifrit with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what? Pray tell.
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late. Oh gods, they mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear.
Dun dun dun!
Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Like, it's gonna be so awkward when, like, they pull off her mask and go, "Oh my god!" And I'm gonna be standing right there beside her, the exact same race, going, "What? I don't get it." Oh, is it Echo?
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon, soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the finless ones. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
I don't remember the Leviathan fight. That is the next... We're doing that in this patch, aren't we? That trial?
The gift and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
You shared that vision, did you not? Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words.
The new armor glows.
He is behind this. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes. The true nature of the echo.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye. A primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
A primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war.
Let's see, this one's
In return for the
Leviathan.
kindness you have shown my people,
Next patch
I would
is
lend you my blade.
Rama, I think.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
And then we've covered most of the, like, you know, the standard cast of summons. Ifrit, Rama, Shiva, and then, Leviathan, Odin, usually, Bahamut, right? Garuda, not so much. Alright. Plainly, should the worst come to pass, Leviathan is summoned. Our only recourse will shoot to face him in battle. Given past experience, you may very well think that that eventuality inevitable. Yet, so long as there's even a chance that the Primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all efforts to achieving that goal. They managed to cram them all into ARR. I mean, I I'm glad they did because it means it's going to be sort of over, but I'm also not glad they did because like a room reborn is like, and now this primal, and now this primal, and now this primal, and then even the patches leading up to Heaven's Word is like, and then another primal. It's like the same thing over and over. She will not have been idle in the intervening time, would doubtless have valuable information to share. Alright. We go meet the Admiral. Talimsalamisa. Yawn. That's the image guy. You are expected. Pray take this lift to the command room. Welcome, friends. I take it Ishtola has apprised you of the situation. Let us waste no time then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin had not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count on the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as Thanlander to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I'm not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning, and we would welcome the Scion's support in this endeavor. But if gods forbid our efforts should come to naught, we will need to trouble you more for the mere support, much as I did when Titan walked these lands. Lady Ophelia, I am given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers on the front lines. I can only assume that you have sound reasons for doing so. I do, Admiral, but I'd rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with my own eyes. Is that so? Well, I'm not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require, but precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times, and with that settled, let us speak of the operation. Elheim, Maelstrom scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahagin movements within the Sapsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operations staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you may be apprised of the latest intelligence. Commander Falk Brida has in charge of the garrison. And the names and elements are hard for me. I've been expecting you to sign on the 7th Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount, and with your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoiter the Sap's spawning grounds. And though it pains me to admit that Maelstrom has never faced a foe the likes of this before, we must proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have orders to determine where Leviathan might emerge, assuming that it comes to that. And yet, their return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. It's not too much to ask. I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into Sapsa, all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to attend to those who may be wounded. Though it pains me to even consider the notion, if they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask that you recover their bodies. By no means venture too deeply into enemy territory, however, we can ill afford to let loose at this juncture. Okay. This is like Siren hard mode or something. Okay. It's way up there. Oh, it's a level 60 dungeon. Cool. Why is there a quest to unlock it then? That's weird. I guess I am almost 55. It's okay. When I get to 60 and well, I don't need to 60. When I get to Heaven's Word, I plan to unlock the Dark Knight, so we put some experience into that guy. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it'll take too long to level it. You can just like power through some dungeons or something. Somebody, of all the times to forget the restorative. Thank you, I owe you my life. We were ambushed by the Serpent Reavers. Lightly armed as we are, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the Serpent's Tongue, I'm certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp. I just fear for the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you. Okay. Things actually die so quickly right now that, like, I barely get to hit them. Inspecting. The Dark Knight you have to actually level up, unlike Machinist doesn't start at 1, does it? Wait, why did I come back to airport? Oh, I guess sort of closer. Fair. Start at 30. It won't take that long to get from 30 to 50. With my like 30% XP thing plus the armory buff, should be able to fly right through those levels. You've returned and thanked the navigator. When I learned that you went to the Serpent's Tongue all by yourself, I feared that you would meet an untimely demise. But tell me, what became of the others? Dear gods, these wounds are not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Does their savagery know no bounds? Enemies or no, they go too far. I dread to think what may have become of the two who remain unaccounted for. I pray that they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear, but we have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The war horns will sound any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. Thrice-damned fishback bastards. I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through the 7 hells. Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass the Aetherite in the depths of the Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready, but await your orders. Admiral? As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened their security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is likely to be met with fierce resistance. We're not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetherite and eliminate the Sahagin priests presiding over the summoning. We're not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin Legion and the drowned pirates at Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effect. Be mindful that they have the lay of the land. We're mindful of the lay of the land. There is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault, and have subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the selfsame moment, a diversionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. In likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defense efforts. Elheim and Ishtola, the two of you are to make your way into the site of the summoning ritual. Admiral's diversions should serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Can't talk tonight. Thancred and Yugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heels and circle around to join the infiltration unit of Ystola and Elheim. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall have cut a path to the 8th Rite, accompanied by Lady Minfilia, as we agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle! When last did we fight side by side, Elheim? Too long ago, I warrant. But come, let us away. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Pray, do not concern yourself. 'Twas but a glancing blow. Come, the eighth rite is close at hand. Let us press on. Of course, we'll be too late. Now let's we fight Leviathan.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Nice.
Did I miss much? So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But
Yeah, I made a rogue.
if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
I think you might be right. Yeah, when I played the other time, I did rogue first, then I went into ninja, and then into samurai, and then machinist. Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired tonight. I don't know why. I don't think I'm really that tired. I think it's this game. It's like these patch quests. Like when we're not reading text or just like mindlessly fighting a couple easy enemies, and the music's just kind of like droning in the background, like white noise, and I'm just kind of like,
To the Aetherite.
you know. If I was playing a different game, I'd be wide awake. It's we're over leveled too. It's just very, very like we're just, you know, hit button A, hit button B, hit button C, read this text, listen to this cutscene, rinse, repeat. Yeah, we need good discussion points. That's true. We should talk. That's very true. Any ideas? How's it going? How you
My
playing?
lateness.
They're trying to make the Sahagin look like they're doing something here, but they just look kind of goofy. I know, I saw that on Twitter. They put out a tweet today about that.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Yeah, sadly, I can't pay attention to any of that stuff really because I'm so far behind. It's gonna take me months to catch up.
Long have you shriveled Zorwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs.
March.
Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What?
They're making Cloud of Darkness a raid boss? Didn't they already do that? Such power is transcendent, huh? Just shoot him in the head. That one looks special. Headshot.
Seven hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile. I have mastered the gift. I am eternal. Oh, mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants
That's cool, man.
deliverance.
I think that'll be more interesting, honestly, because like I feel like they do better with the mechanics in the 8-mans, and in the big fights that have more than 8 people, like I don't know, it just seems like chaos. But I think it's just because everybody's over leveled for the content. I assume.
I beseech you, come forth.
Die, damn you!
Shoot all of them. Yeah. She's on it.
Foolish.
New level 80 here coming out is inspired by Dark Souls. Cool.
That which is eternal.
And there's Leviathan.
Heavens for
Another thing we could do tonight is we could pop over to WoW and do some Shadowlands and check out what their new dungeons look like. I haven't tried any of the dungeons yet.
Damn it all!
Compare the two. Have you seen much of World of Warcraft, Minus?
My being ebbs away. It should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Alright, well then I think it'll be good. Let's finish this patch, and then I'll show you some WoW, see what you think of it. Although it's not a fair comparison right now, because it's like modern WoW versus old Final Fantasy, right? I'll have to get to the end of 14 to make like a fair comparison. One patch a night? I think that's fair, because it's like 14 to 18 quests per patch, you know? Plus a trial, or maybe even a trial in a dungeon.
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon! Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates.
One thing if they were just regular quests, these are like long cutscene quests.
Wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Okay. I understand I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal settlements. In his last attempt as any guide, we cannot suffer our history to be repeated, yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? into the heart of the world. Getting close to Leviathan. Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none. Of that you may be sure, but Limlayan herself would struggle to best the Lord of the World in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan. That much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall wait you in the command room. Okay.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western La Noscia. Hearthstone, it was called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the Company of Heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye. The thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The Primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The Company of Heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the Company of Heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
The other sea serpents are that dangerous?
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe. But I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel.
Okay.
Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
Twill be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
Okay. Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell that they walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I've come face to face with a primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judged it best to be delivered at once. I'm listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man appears who claims to have defeated Leviathan. One of the company of heroes? The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I'm disinclined to put any store in by this claim, and even should it be true, it is as Justola said, none save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how that they went about it. If this man is one of their number, what could he tell us that we do not know already? And yet, having wagered Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, Can we afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessel shall soon be ready. We have no time to wait for Maelstrom's report on this supposed primal slayer's claims. Elheim, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, he'll spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. The man you're looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lanaska. The storm private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. Mayhap your journey shall prove fruitful indeed. Alright. Okay. This entire patch is mostly just cutscenes, yeah. We didn't really do anything. I mean, we had a couple of times that we actually like pulled our weapon out, but for the most part, it was just cutscenes. And I mean, Leviathan's gonna be in it, but still. Dun, 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 dun. Oh god, it's this guy again. Now look here, you. You'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over to the mill. But sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you, and before I mucked out the Chocobo stables, and before I rolled that millstone over to the mill, and also before... Gods, man, I've worked 3 straight days without a wink of sleep. 3 days! And do you hear me complaining? Well, I suppose some of us just ain't made out for the rougher stuff. Alright, I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Chaktoum ain't a generous soul. Now prick up your ears, because I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting, you kin? The tale of Chaktoum's epic victory over the dread primal of Leviabetus. Now, Leviabetus is huge, make no mistake. To give you an idea how big, each of his scales is about as wide across as my members long, and that's by no means feat, let me tell you. When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth, at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of my hands at one stage. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. But what happened next? Why, I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots. But not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let me mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. Mayhap too modest. Now, there's some, as ye can say, never truly beat Leviabetus. That you've got to learn to live with them and make the best of a bad situation, not the company, though. Oh, it's you! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the intention, it's all. I take it back, everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm a chocobo dung. I'm the maggots you find wiggling in the chocobo dung. I have to lie to women to tumble them, and I don't happen much. My member's tiny. It's pathetic. Damn, dude. I sure as hell didn't fight Leviabetus, but I have seen him with my own eyes. It was a fair few years back when I was working at the baker's hand, and I was shirking my duties one day, loitering around the harbor when I saw it. A great big massive sea serpent, some malms off the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it with cannons firing. I was so bloody scared I soiled myself right there and there. What? Oh god, just remember that day made me soil myself all over again. Hey, wait. If you're asking after Leviathan, I mean, you're planning to fight him, ain't you? Well, take care. He really is terrible, dreadful, I tell you. If you're not careful, you'll end up in the gullet at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless lying horse, and I can't believe you made me handle Chocobo Dung. Your Highness has been Philia. Were you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? I beg your pardon? Leviabetus? I see. That is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. Await you at Morby Dry Docks. Pray make your way here as soon as you're able. Leviabetus. Alright. Let's get down there. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lass. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the World Eater, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonnage, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours may maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable, but I am not one to tempt fate. The World Leader and her crew stand ready, my friend, and I just give the word which will bury the Leviathan. One tank tanks the head, the other tanks the tail. Oh boy. Okay. Ah, I know that look. You're ready. Having been constructed in some haste, the World Leader may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She's been fitted with what our friends at Naldik and Vimeles are calling an elemental converter, assuming the thing works. We'll use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathans of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. Okay. Excuse me. It is expected that the Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Anchored in your Stoll, I would have you assist in the effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. We would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sapsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Thancred and Y'shtola would, if you would join the 3rd Levy and Yeti Ligiri the 5th. Are there summons? Yeah, there's a summoner class. But it's kind of like summoning with like warlocks in World of Warcraft, right? Like you summon and you have like a summon that's out. Like Ifrit, Shiva, like they're you fight them. You don't summon them like you do in RPG Final Fantasies. Although the summoner might be able to summon Ifrit actually. But yeah, they're called primals. And we're about to fight Leviathan actually right now. So they're like, instead of a dungeon, it's just one boss. It's like a big boss fight with like 8 people in the party. So, what words have I for the woman who's made a sport of slaying gods? Only these. Go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warrior of light. We are just about to fight Leviathan. We just got to queue up for it. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments, add a few words of my own. Know that we have all the utmost faith in you, Alheim. May the crystal bless you and keep you. Alright. So, so you say one tank tanks the head and one tank tanks the tail. That's hard mode. They don't have a World Eater like normal. It goes straight to hard. All right. We're ready to queue up. The head is immune to physical and the tail is immune to magic. And they share a health bar. Okay. Fair. Hard in A Realm Reborn just means 8-man. Okay. I thought hard just meant it's level 50. Like, there are hard dungeons that are still 5-man or 4-man or whatever. Yeah, it's totally worth it. It's a fun game. But keep in mind, there is still a, you know, a subscription. Although when you buy it, you get like the first month free. You get a month subscription as part of the price, I guess, is a better way to say it. I would recommend it. I've not even played the good parts, apparently. Like, I've played A Realm Reborn before. I've made it to Heavensward before, but I haven't gotten very far in it. But $15, I mean, that's super cheap. Alright, so we just gotta wait now. We're queued up for the Leviathan fight. We're gonna do some World of Warcraft in here tonight too. We're gonna finish patch 2.2, and then we're gonna do a little bit of Shadowlands as well, because Shadowlands just came out and I'm still leveling up my peoples. I figure we try out some Shadowlands dungeons too. I haven't done any of the dungeons in Shadowlands yet. I tend to play all of them. I usually main as a paladin. That's probably what I've done the most. But in BFA I was a warrior and a warlock. I've got a warrior, a warlock, and a hunter all like in the 50s now, working their way through the beginning of the Shadowlands quests. Is WoW any good? Yeah, WoW's good. You're scared to get into it because it's so old. I mean, it has been around for a while. It's changed a lot over the years, though. And unlike Final Fantasy, you don't have to play through every single story to get to the end. The way it's set up now, you play an opening area that takes you through the first 10 levels, and then for level 10 to 50, you pick one of the expansions to level in. So you level in just that one expansion, and then you get to the end. Which is now Shadowlands. The art style has changed a bit over the years, but I mean, it is different, sure. It's a little more cartoony. I like it though. We'll check it out. Let's figure out Leviathan. You know some WoW characters from when you played Hearthstone? Yeah, there you go. So, right now, my characters in Shadowlands are like hanging out in Shadowlands with Anduin and Thrall and Jaina Proudmoore. But to be clear, Shadowlands, for those who don't know, okay, so Shadowlands is the afterlife. Like, literally, we've gone beyond the Veil into the lands of the dead, basically, in this expansion. So we're dealing with dead people and spirits. I'm wondering if there's a couple dead big characters that I wonder if they're gonna bring back. Oh, here we go. We're all in the land of the dead because Sylvanas Windrunner is working with the jailer, who is a very powerful figure in Shadowlands, which is a long story to get into, which we can talk about when we play WoW. But and you know the world is at stake, more or less. The universe is at stake. We have to go to the Shadowlands to stop them, pretty much. She ripped open a hole in the fabric of reality between our world and the Shadowlands over top of Icecrown Citadel. And she's feeding all the souls of everybody in Azeroth to the jailer. So everyone who dies is going into the maw, which is like the place where souls go to be punished. It's like supposed to be for only the worst souls, but all of them are going there now. And they're all joining up in the jailer's army. Like forcibly. Alright. But first, Leviathan. They got us a big sort of barge platform. They lashed two ships together. Hopefully this will be a good place to fight them. I'm sure it will. I doubt I have to worry about activating the thing. That's probably more of a DPS issue. I'm just gonna have to tank one end of them, huh? Doesn't appear for a bit. Yeah. I think they're going to bring Arthas back in this expansion. I think it's the big thing that's going to happen. I'll make sure my tanking thing is on. I made that mistake again. I gotta look out for the tail, I guess, and run to go tank it when it shows up. Because I'm guessing the other guy's going to be tanking the head. Oh, hello. Yeah. I got the tail under control, I think. Okay, that just straight up killed all of us. What the hell? We didn't do something right. My bodies are still getting knocked around. Is this guy still going by himself? Yeah, we clearly didn't activate the shield thingy, huh? How is this guy going on his own? Alright, round two. Is When you get a big giant party wipe all at once like that, you're just like, well, someone missed a mechanic. I don't know what it was, but like, that was a big oops. All right, there's our shield, right? Alright. There's the head, there's the tail. Alright. It's pretty much just mop up at this point. Alright. GG. $25 poetics. And that's it. Thanks for the help again, Minus. Alright, we still got like 2 more quests to finish out this patch. Back to Limsa. That was pretty easy. Knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation during your past few visits, but today I will permit myself a few words. I'm truly privileged to have the honor of admitting a hero such as you. You are an inspiration to us all, madam. And on that note, the Admiral waits you in the command room. Wink. Wink. Yes.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all. And swallow all it would have had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks.
Okay.
'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Minfilia, please!
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment. But if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
All right, ninjas.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'shtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning, but when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then. But know that it will lead to no good end.
man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
Alright. Yeah, 2 more quests to get done to finish out this patch. I'm gonna take you, Gary, to go meet the rogues. Gives you a level 90 weapon. Oh yeah, we have a 130. The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Yugiri. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier of smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Huron man there and give him a letter for me. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now, before you go, I'm obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you would introduce abide in the shadows of the Lemonson Society. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and they are united by a bond stronger than mithril. To wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it be penned by the Admiral herself, mere words on parchment will get you only so far in their confidence. You must work every ounce of trust they place in you. Here's the letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man, Owen. Good luck. Yeah, down here. Yeah, they're both just talking. The quests at the end of a patch are almost always just like a cliffhanger or a cutscene or something, you know what I mean? Like they'll be like, and then this happens, and then, you know, to be continued. Got business with me, adventurer? Indeed. You're the woman the Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred too. Been a while since I saw his shit-eating grin. But with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I expect he's got his hands full. Ah, and you must be the Far Easterner Meroweb says he wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, my lady. I am Yugiri of Doma. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when I first learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It would seem I was mistaken. You're not the first to say that, lass. Limsa is a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for business that we remain unseen. And so you have developed fighting techniques suited for this purpose, I see. I know that the practitioners of my art, too, are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. There is much we might learn from one another, I think. Then what in the seven hells are we waiting for? You've come with us, Yugiri, and do what's it we can get... Yugiri of do what's it, I think. You can get acquainted in more private surrounds. That didn't come out right, did it? Lady Elheim, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separate from my own countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us, Domans. No words should suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When that time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. Alright. Through the maelstrom. Much and more has occurred since I first beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envisage being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you over long. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Lady Minfilia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. Would that I could do so in person, but I needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light. Alright, we gotta go back to the Rising Stones real quick. I think that's where it's going to end. Talking to Minfilia, you know? We'll get an achievement when we finish the patch. I do believe. It took like 2.5 hours to do the patch. So yeah, I think we're going to end up doing like one patch a night. I don't think we could make it through 2. It'd be tight. It might be possible, I guess, depending on how they go. But then like 2.4 is gonna have a dungeon and a trial in it. You know? I think 2.5 and 2.55 maybe we could do in one night.
Reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand.
But then they have even more cutscenes.
If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul, but never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder, could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long.
Urianger. I start saying that name right.
Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be.
Ceased to be, damn.
'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
Logarito.
It is done, my lord.
Yeah, Adelages too. You can't trust any of these little guys.
Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
Dun dun dun! That's it, see what I mean? Cliffhanger. To be continued. I mean, we're not gonna replace our earrings, right? We have the, yeah, the ones that give us extra XP, they're not going anywhere. Alright, achievement unlocked through the Maelstrom. That is the end of patch 2.2. So 2.3 will be next week. Let's play some World of Warcraft. I am going to switch over to that. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.